Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and welcome back to episode 17 of my TU33 Let's Play. This is a Let's Play where I've been playing through the latest update that came out for Minecraft on the console, and which I've had quite a bit of fun with so far, and I've started working on a city, which we're actually going away from right now, because this is going to be a very different episode of the TU33 Let's Play, because unlike every other episode where I built something for the city, today instead I'm going to be doing a destruction project. So yeah, this is kind of like a throwback to the update adventures, because I love just destroying stuff in Minecraft. I don't know why I have such a big thing for it, but it's really fun for me, and today I actually need to destroy something, because one of the blocks in TU31, when that update came out, was packed ice, but you can only get packed ice by silk touching and ice spikes. Ice spikes are rare, silk touch is kind of rare, and until a couple of episodes ago, it wasn't possible. Now, however, I have the silk touch pickaxe with unbreaking on it, and we've got a couple of ice spikes by him, so I'm going to be destroying one in its entirety, and I thought that'd be a cool little bit of different thing to do. So yeah, while we do this, which again is going to be quite different gameplay, I figured just to kind of match that, we'd be talking about something a little bit different, and one of the things I wanted to talk about for a while now, because it's something I consider a lot, is actually apocalypses and how you should deal with them. Because again, there's something very unique, at least. I feel like there's something about humans where we love to, prophesize these super rich, rare scenarios. And I figure, I thought about it so much that maybe I could give you some tips. So just in case it does happen, then we'll survive. So yeah, this isn't the ice spikes I'm going to be chopping down. There's one just over there somewhere that I'm going to be removing in its entirety. I don't know how long it will take. Will it take 5 minutes? Will it take 50 minutes? Who knows? We're going to find out in this episode. But hopefully you do all enjoy it. If you do, please do like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like the Let's Plays and maybe want to see more like this. But yeah, let's get straight into it, shall we? So I have one piece of steak to last me the whole episode. I don't know why I left without any more than that, but that's we're just going to wing it. We're going to deal with that fact, and we're going to see what we can get done. This ice spikes looks surprisingly small, but I came to this realization that, like, oh, I can do one of those in a minute. It can't be true, because that was my original reaction, because if you look at them, they're like 100 blocks or so, and even at, 1 block a second, that's at least a minute 40 each, and even this tiny one at the very edge of the world, because this is a medium-sized world, and we're at the very edge here, but even that tiny one over there, or even this tiny one, has at least 10 of those, so we're talking 15 minutes minimum. And that's if I did my calculations correctly, which there's a chance I didn't. So, yeah, while we mine these, let's talk about the apocalypse a little bit. Actually, wait, first of all. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got 10 at least. So 15 minutes is my rough mental time. I believe it's going to be a lot more, because that's how things work, though. So, yeah, we're going to break all these and talk about an apocalypse scenario. Because, again, there's something really interesting. It feels like it's our generation, but it could just be like a thing about humans, where we love to, like, imagine these scenarios where there's, no one but us left, and we're kind of in the world alone. Maybe some people, imagine it because it's terrifying. Some people imagine it because it's cool. Personally, I kind of flip back and forth between the two, because I don't know if I could do too well with it. But one of the things I do think about is what you've got to do to be a good human if you're the last one left alive. Because you kind of have a responsibility, if you wake up one day and you're the last human, to do a certain number of things, and I'll be guiding you through how you can do that today. So, first of all, let's just quickly talk about, like, the different types of apocalypse and which one we're talking about. Because, for the most part, when people say, like, you're the last person alive, it realistically has to be, like, a magical or, like, like, it could be like a rapture event or something, but it has to be like, some form of event where just suddenly everyone's gone. But it could also be a zombie apocalypse, because you got to bear in mind, if everyone else on the Earth turns into a zombie, you wait 28 days, or, whatever virus you want to call it, you wait 28 days, or 28 days is just a rough number. You wait a certain number of days, they're all going to starve, because everything needs to eat, and if zombies only eat brain, and you're the only brain left, then eventually they'll starve. I think that's the plot between 28 days later, and that's how I got confused. But yeah, that's that right there. Also, we just destroyed an entire ice spike, and wasn't that easy. So maybe we can do this whole thing quite fast, actually. But yeah, so, basically, zombies, kind of the same. Nuclear apocalypse is the worst one, because there's loads of invisible deadly radiation, but let's just discount that, because, honestly, I used to be terrified of the idea that suddenly there'd just be a nuclear explosion, we're all dead one day. But as I read up into it, like, in the Cold War, at one point there was a Russian guy in a submarine that was told, yep, the Americans have fired, you need to fire back. So he was told to authorize the submarine to fire, because he was, like, cut off from combat, because, it was during a military exercise, and he just said, nope, not going to do it. And that just gave me hope. Like, even though he thought that he was about to be destroyed, he didn't fire back, and therefore we're not going to have a mistake. That's my theory there. So, yeah, let's just say that some disease gets everyone but you, because for some reason, your DNA is exclusive and unique and special like a snowflake, and that meant that you're left alive. What do you do on your first day where you're the only person on the planet? So I think the first day, honestly, like, a lot of people spend more than this, but I think your first day should be an enjoyment day. You need to go into this with high spirits, so you need to be like, I'm the only person left now. I can do anything I want. I can break all the laws. I can, find some dude that just left his keys in his car. I can drive a Ferrari if I want. I can drive at 100 miles per hour. I can drive. Probably don't do too dangerous stuff. But yeah, you get the point. You can do whatever you want. You can eat whatever you want. You've got to, in the first few years, you're going to have whatever food you literally could want. So you can go to McDonald's, find like a pre-cooked food of some form. It's gonna be great. And yeah, basically that's gonna be your first day. Just enjoy the fact that you're the last person, or well, as much as one can, I guess, and make it a good thing, because you're gonna need to have high spirits to this, because as the last human, I think you have like a a cave. Sorry, I think you have like, this went really far down. You have like kind of responsibilities to a certain number of things, because you've got to kind of make more. Like, you don't want our entire species to be gone just because you spent more of your life I don't know, driving around Ferraris and then accidentally, I don't know, set it on fire and died. No, you got to be kind of careful. So first of all, what you want to do is you got to work out a way to find a reliable source of water and food. So this is actually a funny statistic that for some reason a newspaper in the UK went and found out. But basically, yeah, in any average UK supermarket, there's about 70 years worth of food for one person. That's including expiry dates and stuff, which means that you can have enough food, but you need to make sure it's nutritionally balanced. Because bear in mind, in this in this crazy world, you're the only person. There's no doctors unless you're a doctor, in which case you probably still can't help yourself, and there are no mental doctors or psychiatrists or anything like that. You have to preserve your own mental sanity and your own physical, you need to make sure you don't die from a heart attack or something. So you need to work out how to eat balanced using only canned food and Twinkies and stuff like that. So again, you can kind of work this out yourself. Be like, I'm not going to eat just canned beans every day because I like beans. I'm going to try and make a balanced diet. I don't know if it's possible. I've never even properly thought about it. But in the apocalypse, you go to a store, you really balance up your your nutrients or whatever, and then you make sure that you find enough canned food that you can live forever on that. So you got food sorted, you get water sorted, because obviously you can't drink from taps when it's not being treated. But that should be an obvious one. But then water bottles, I happen to know that the plastic slowly seeps into the water, and after a certain amount of time, some water bottles are going to be bad. So find I don't know, a big metal container of water somewhere that's going to be safe. You need to find a good source of water so you don't have to ever die of thirst, because dying of thirst, that'd be kind of a lame death in this amazing world. Or even worse, dying of dysentery or tuberculosis. You don't want to die of any of those things, so you're not going to. Okay, so that's your first step, right? Or after your first day of enjoyment, you get food and water. Now you're not going to die of one of those two things. That's pretty good. But then you need to work out electricity, and you might think, do you need electricity? I mean, if you've got a battery powered torch, so you can actually go out at night, that's good. If you've got a phone you can power with batteries, which a lot of phones can be charged for a battery thing, that's good. But yeah, you're gonna need some electricity for something along the way, and you might as well do it early on so you can, I don't know, enjoy movies if you want to or whatever. Because the thing is the electricity system, I believe, would just go down if no one manages it, because there's someone in charge that flips some switches somewhere. So you have to spend some number of months or weeks working out how to get that thing going. Because I imagine there's enough wind farms and solar farms that you don't actually have to turn anything on, but you do have to do something at on the grid level to make electricity come back. Same with internet servers, they'll just eventually go down because they break, no one fixes them, and they're gone forever. So get the most of your internet while you have it. I mean, if it still does exist. Again, it's kind of tricky to say that. So yeah, that's your next thing. You need to get your electricity sorted, and then I guess the next thing after that would probably be entertainment, because again, this is something a lot of people de-emphasize when they've got their plans. You need to keep yourself mentally sane and physically fit, because if you don't stay mentally sane, you'll go crazy. You can't do the important goals you need to as the last human. So what you need to do there is you need to make sure that there is just so much packed ice everywhere. So what you need to do after that is you need to make sure that you kind of entertain. So what you can actually just decide to do is pick up any hobby in the world. You can be like, woodworking sounds pretty fun. I'm gonna get a $3 million table saw, and I'm going to make some really good furniture for me in this new house. Because, again, you can have any possession you want, so just pick a hobby that works for you. You want to, I don't know, paint figurines? You can do that. And every single figure at, the Games Workshop or something, it's going to be free. You can pick any hobby you want to, but make sure you pick something that is not going to drive you insane. That'd be my recommendation, because, that's good. So, yeah, that probably ties into electricity on some level, but get electricity, get food and water, get yourself not going insane, and now you're at least going to live all of your life. But what about working on the next? I think this is where things get tricky, right? Because I think also, by the way, you need to learn to take some time off, I guess. But whatever. Find a work-life balance in the post-apocalyptic world. I don't know how you do it, but you need to make sure you do it. Next up, I guess the next problem would probably be getting more people, because if you're the last human in 60 or for me it's 60 years roughly, or how many years, you're going to expire and it's going to be over, and that's no good at all. So you need to work on even the really far shots, you need to work on the long shots and making more humans. So there's actually two pretty good ideas I have. The first one, and this one sounds crazy, but just hear me out, is to try and find the centers where we're keeping an eye on space and space communication stuff. Because the thing is, if everyone does just suddenly go missing, if it is a suspicious circumstance, although the odds of aliens in everyday life is pretty low, if suddenly everyone goes missing, I'd say the odds of them goes up, and plus it's one of your good ops. It's one of your more likely options. So yeah, give it a try. Why not just see if there are aliens talking? If there's a lot of radio chatter come from them, maybe that's something. Or maybe you find other humans trapped in space. Because again, does this apply to people on the moon? People in the space station? I don't even know. So yeah, that's a big thing you'll do too. Make sure you keep an eye on space, because space might be the answer. Because if everyone's gone from Earth, maybe they went to space one day, and maybe you woke up late for the big trip, and that's how you missed it. I don't know. You want to know though, at least, because then you can be better. But if you don't find anything, which is the most likely chance, at least you tried. Plus, it's probably fascinating to go into those big telescope rooms, and I think they're in Texas in those parts. But it must be fascinating to just go in and see. So it's a cool day trip. You can treat it like a holiday from your saving humanity break, and you can also maybe potentially fix something. So besides, we need food desperately now. Should we just find the nearest plains or whatever we can? Yeah, there's a forest over there that spawns animals, I think. Okay, so you're looking at space. That's the thing. And you're not finding anything. What next? I think the next big thing is you need two people to reproduce. If you don't, then that's a key part of how the human system works. But what I think you could do even without that is you could probably try and find the research laboratories where we've got stuff we have artificial wombs, and there are all these crazy ways for people who are just a single person to make stuff now, and there's a lot of stuff that's going to be secret and in the experimentation phase. So you have to find any and everything part of this stuff, and I think you have to dedicate a serious part of your life researching it and trying to make it work, because if you don't do this, it's going to be gone. So you need to spend 20 years working out how one person can do this and make a child by themselves, and then once you got the child, you've raised the child, and at the very least you're going to be good. But obviously you need a lot of them. You make a second one, you did so on and so forth, and you've saved humanity right there. So this last step really is the longest one, because getting food, it's easy. Getting water is easy. Even going to even me, I live in the UK. Getting to America, I could probably do it in a month. How would I? I guess I'd take a boat. No, I couldn't pilot a boat well enough. I guess what I'd do is I'd go the land route from across Russia to Alaska. Because there's not proper land there, but as I understand it, there's a big during the winter. I want to say that entire thing freezes, right? The Bering Strait or something. If it doesn't, probably take a boat across that, because it's safer than an entire Atlantic Ocean. Or maybe it's not. Maybe going through Russia would probably be more likely to kill me. I don't entirely know. Without a real map to keep track of where I'm going, things could get really tricky. Oh no, of course there'll be towns and signs and stuff. So the lack of mobs is concerning, because I will die if I do not find one. I just want to get back to destroying my thing and talking about some apocalypse stuff. But I guess it's not happening. I guess the games teach me a lesson. Bring food or you die. Do we have bones? We don't have bones. Do we have... Okay, we got a flint steel, so we can light a mob on fire if we do find one. That's that's useful. That's useful. Do we have anything else that can be eaten? No, we don't. So, let's chop down some trees. Let's eat apples. No, because the amount of hunger it takes to chop down a tree is probably just as much as what we actually gain there. So we might have to take a boat back just to get some food. I really don't want to have to do that, but let's just do it. Let's just take a boat back to wherever the nearest land is, because I want to look around this area anyway. There's a big unexplored blob on the map. Let's check it out. Let's see what's up there, and maybe let's find a mob on the way. So. Sorry, brief little break in Apocalypse talk. Hopefully this did help you all in some way. Hopefully now you're a little bit more prepared than you were before. Okay, here's the risky idea. Let's just pretend that we're not low on hunger. Let's go down to... Because we're playing on normal right now. Let's just go... Oh no, I'm not playing on normal. I think I'm playing on hard by accident, because I switched my difficulty and something else. So I have to... Okay, you know what? This is super technical. Just back out quickly. Okay, so we reloaded the map, and now we're on easy, so that means that our heart's flowing going down to 5, and it's a bummer to have a entirely empty hunger bar and half empty heart bar, but it's the best thing we've got going on right now. And I want to get back to this, because we've got it's not really scientific measuring, but I just want to see how close to my estimate it'll be, because we're currently 14.5 minutes into you know, actually chopping this stuff down. And I think I predicted 15, and obviously we've got at least 4 more to do. But I want to see, you know, just kind of what it is, as, you know, maybe a reference point for all of you, or something like that. But, you know, yeah, let's get back into what I was talking about. Just finish up on the apocalypse talk, because I believe I, you know, went through and said, like, oh, yep, end result, gotta somehow have children and then teach those children to make children, and, you know, kind of do the whole start again from one, which would, I know that I feel like you could make some really cool stories about that. But anyway, once you've done that, then you've kind of succeeded. But I think that's like the big part of your life you really have to dedicate like so much to, and it's got to be a pretty wacky thing. So just leaving that behind for a second, just some other elements of the apocalypse I'd like to kind of mention is like, you know, every now and then I do kind of consider, like, would it be a good or a bad thing? Because on the one hand, there are so many terrible elements of having no other humans. Like, I'm sure you know, you interact with a lot of humans on a regular basis, and you probably don't want to just not interact with them anymore. But on the other hand, I think there's actually a lot of positives to it, because have you ever been in line too long at a store? You're like, I just really want this thing, just want it done now. Never again will you ever wait in line. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, downsides you lose too, but never again do you have to deal with lines, and that's a pretty big upside if you ask me. So, you know, it's a small thing to gain, but I think it's a pretty cool thing to do. Also, I'm probably annoying so many people with this whole thing. But yeah, so in case, again, I don't know why I've mentioned and why I didn't, because I spoke for a minute, then had to restart the whole thing. But yeah, as this actually goes up, I'm in Helsinki right now, so wish me a happy Finland or something, if that's a thing. So yeah, basically, I'm actually currently in Finland for this whole thing, and every now and then people will ask, like, so Kat, why are you in so many different places? Because, you know, I was in Ukraine. Yeah, I even spoke about Ukraine in last week's episode, didn't I? But yeah, I had a big kind of desire to, like, visit all of the EU28 countries. If you don't know, EU, big union of European, that's why it's called the European Union, but big union of European countries. And there was like there was this big referendum, like, oh, this that, and the thing about it is like, it's so hard to really know anything about it. So I was like, if I just go to every country, I'll have a big kind of this opinion on it. Also, I like traveling a lot anyway, and that's kind of that whole thing right there. And yeah, just kind of over time, it's been like, I'll just travel to everywhere in Europe, because it's so cheap to get flights to all those places. Like, you know, it's one of those points where it's like, you know, since I'm young anyway, and I think this is awesome, why not do it a try? So yeah, that's what I do. Like, kind of right now, like, I live like a 50-50, or not a 50-50, more like 80-20 split between doing YouTube and traveling, and it's awesome. I really am quite happy with everything. And I guess thank you to everyone who makes that possible, which is really everyone that's made it this far on the video that likes hearing me talk about apocalypses, which is it's kind of wacky that, you know, I'm just sitting here breaking pack dice. So many stacks of this, by the way. Like, I think I might have to, like, do like two or three trips to get it all back, or I could. No, there's not enough. If there was enough of it, I could probably make an entire minecart track. But it's probably faster just to do like 2 or 3 trips, and I think that's gonna be the way we do this. So yeah, just one more pillar after this, and we're gonna be entirely done, and it's looking pretty good. But yeah, so I visited Estonia on Friday, and I'm in Helsinki today. As this goes up, I'll have just tried cross country ski. Actually, hopefully, have just tried cross country skiing, and you know, so we don't break continuity. How about I just pretend that you know, today is actually you know, like, it's just happened. I was like, oh yeah, that cross-country skiing was sure different to downhill skiing. It there was less downhilling and more country crossing. See, look, I'm pretty convincing, aren't I? But yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool. And funny enough, these like are actually expanding, or like there's a lot of potential expansions. So like by the time I visit all the 28, there might be 29. So cleverly, what I've done is I've visited some of the countries that the EU might expand to, and that means if there is 29 countries, I'll have already visited all 29. I'd say I'd be the first person, but I know that's not the case. Well, I'd be one of the first people to visit all EU29 countries. That counts for something, probably. Like, that's like a world, well, not a world first. That's like almost like a record. It's not a very amazing record, but it's something to put in there. So yeah, we're gonna make a chest, fill the chest with this stuff, and then just I guess we can count it at the same time. So 1 stack, 2 stack, 3 stack. Oh wait, we can just count one chest is 27. We might have exactly 1 chest full, because I think we've got quite a bit more to go. Because although we've got most of the pillars gone, there's a lot of just ice sitting on the ground that we haven't picked up. So yeah, once we pick it up, I reckon we'll have almost 1 small chest full exactly. A little bit below, but not too much below. And I guess based on the fact that we're 19 minutes in, it's probably going to take about 25 minutes total. So they're my predictions. 80% of the way through something. It's like one of those things where you can sports bet like halfway through a horse race or through any match of some form. which I guess that's its whole thing too. But yeah, that's the reason why I like traveling so much. I really do quite enjoy it. And so many people have been asking me like, am I going to California? It's like, oh, like being used to traveling in Europe, like the most I've ever paid for a flight was 100 for a return flight, like to the I think that was for Ukraine. I paid 100, I think it was total, and like that was like, oh, that's so much. And like I'm sure anyone who's ever tried to fly across the Atlantic Ocean knows that like it just takes all the money in the world. So obviously, I'm going to try and make that happen. I'm going to speak to my network, going to see if we can make the thing happen. But if you want to buy Minecraft tickets and see me, it's probably going to, like, again, I don't know how it's going to happen. I just know it probably will do. And it should be pretty fun. I really enjoyed Minecon last year. And I think this year's Minecon will be just as cool. Although I still wish it was in Stockholm, or like, you know, it's somewhere in Europe. But I guess that they keep alternating between Europe and the US. And I guess it's a US year again. And to be fair, California is a place I've always wanted to go to. Every time I say anything about Five Guys or about Shake Shack or about anything, someone's like, you know, In-N-Out Burger's better. It's like, you know what? I'm going to try In-N-Out. I'm going to compare it to the UK version of those things. And I'm going to be able to say once and for all. Because I guess if that many people like it, it's got to have something good going on for it, right? I mean, logically speaking, one would assume that. But yeah, that's that. So, actually, yeah, okay, so we just got the bases of these things to do. These things go really deep into the ground. I don't know if I've come to that yet, but, like, I thought an ice spike just kind of sat on the ground, but instead it goes into caves. It's quite a few times, in fact. Like, I think the same cave has been in, like, 3 or 4 different ice spikes. So, let's just break our way out of here. Get the last of these blocks. Put this all in a chest, because, you know, this is just going on forever. Or this particular one is. Oh, is that the last one there? So the rest, besides this little, oh man, like they all just go down, down, and down, and down, and down. But I guess for completion purposes we should. Oh wait, actually, let's sleep on the ground here, or in the ground, and call this quits. So we've got 5 more stacks. I think my number might be eerily accurate. So pull out the 3 oak planks, because 3 oak planks can't do anything anyway. And then finish up breaking this, I guess. So 1 more block here, easy done. Maybe like 10 more blocks here. Is that everything now? Have we cleared the entire ice spikes biome? It's kind of sad to look at the place without it, because although there's snow, which is nice, you know, I kind of removed the whole kind of value of the place, didn't I? Like, oh yeah, we're this super cool, precious, rare biome, but instead, it's all gone now. It's all gone now. Also, by the way, these things are, like, one of the things that I guess people don't really appreciate is these things are a lot more common on console than they are on PC. Like, they're super, super rare on PC. Whereas on console, you know, I'd say not 1 every world or 1 every 2 or 3 worlds, but 1 every, like, 5 worlds, which is, I guess when you say it like that, I guess PC has at least 1 every world. Well, probably at least 1. There's probably 1 seed about that, but that's rare. So yeah, besides just a few random bits, which we get, okay, you know, for completion purposes, for the sake of saying we have done all of it, we are going to get these done. So go down here, get this. There's a single block over here, just to annoy me. It could be 2, actually. Okay, it is 2. So 2 blocks. Stack ourselves out again. And then there's a few blocks over here. But besides that, by the way, grass block there, this is everything. So, okay, so as of just right now, as we got the last blocks, it has been, so 14 plus 9, it's been just under 23 minutes, and that's reasonably close to what I said. It wasn't like hours off, which is nice. And the number of blocks we got, we'll do the rough maths on the chest right now. Oh, missed one. That was close. I probably missed some somewhere. But yeah, this tiny ice spikes biome, or small ice spikes biome, I should say, was 23 stacks and 8. So 23 times 64. I honestly cannot do on top of my head. But wait. I can type it into Google right now. I can tell you 23 times 64. Because Google, if you don't know, it just automatically solves problems. It didn't actually do it there. Times 64. Is 1,472 plus 8, 1,480 packed dice now, which I have on. So if I just put some of this stuff away, I can probably take this with me because it's not too many blocks, and that's what I think I'm going to do. So yeah, I hope you did all enjoy this episode where I got all the ice spikes in the world. Or packed dice in the world. I'm going to take this, I'm going to do something with it. Hopefully learn something about how to deal with an apocalypse. If you are the last person, make the most of it. You've only got 60 years to save the species. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'm hopefully enjoying Finland. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next Let's Play. So like if you liked it, share if you liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. Goodbye.